Hello and welcome, future Bobcats. My name is Miss Daly and I will be your school counselor at Beville Middle School. We have a school counselor assigned to work with each grade level here. I am excited to introduce you to Beville Middle School. Beville Middle School is an International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program school. You will become very familiar with the IB Learner Profile. We are Bobcats on the prowl to success. We are positive, respectful, outstanding, working leaders. Now I'm going to take a few moments to introduce you to our administrative team at Beville. Mr. Keenan is the principal at Beville Middle School and has been here for 10 years as a principal. At Beville Middle School, you will have an assistant principal assigned to the 6th grade who will rotate with you all 3 years you attend Beville Middle School. Ms. Calcert will be the 6th grade administrator for the next school year. Currently, we have Ms. Calcert, Mr. Garcia, and Ms. Irving serving as assistant principals. Beville Middle School Counseling Department has a school counselor for each grade level. Mr. Tippett will be the 7th grade counselor, and Ms. Vanover will be the 8th grade counselor. Ms. Hauser is the director of school counseling. Ms. Hauser works and supports each grade level counselor. She is also responsible for all the scheduling of students at Beville Middle School. At Beville Middle School, we use our Canvas page to share all of our important information and share announcements. If you click on the link here, you will be able to access our Beville Middle School Canvas page. Here is an example of what the Beville Middle School School Counseling Department Canvas page looks like. We are better together here at Beville Middle School. Once I complete all of my Rising 6th grade presentations, I will invite each of you to our Rising 6th grade Information Bobcats Canvas page. On this web page, I will share all kinds of important information to help prepare you to come to Beville as a Bobcat. In middle school, you can participate in after-school clubs and activities, also known as extracurricular activities. Students who are involved in some type of after-school extracurricular activity tend to be more engaged in the classroom. Extracurricular activities can support social, emotional, cognitive, and academic development, reduce risky behaviors, promote physical health, and provide a safe and supportive environment for children and youth. Students must be academically eligible to participate in after-school clubs and activities. You may wonder what that means. It means you cannot have more than 2 Fs or 2 Us in conduct in the first 9-week grading period. Rising 6th grade students start with a clean slate, but after their first 9 weeks in the middle school year, if you have 2 Fs or 2 Us in conduct, you no longer are academically eligible to participate in after-school clubs or activities or come to after-school events or sporting events. Some of the clubs that we have are Educational Game Club, Peer Tutoring, Literacy Club, Robotics Club, Debate Club, Yearbook Club, Student Council Association, and Art Club. In middle school, you also will have the opportunity to participate in athletics. You must turn in completed sports physical to try out for a sport dated after May 1. Students must complete the concussion training prior to trying out for a sport. Students must be academically eligible to try out and participate in sports. And you must also be academically eligible to be a spectator at an event. We have fall teams, we have winter 1 teams, we have winter 2 teams, and spring teams. This information is available on the Prince William County Schools sports website, athletics website, and it will also be on our Rising 6th grade Welcome to Middle School Canvas website, and it's also on our Beville Middle School website. In middle school, you will have 7 class periods. You will have 5 content subject areas and 2 encore periods. Lunch is divided into 2 time periods, also known as different lunches, and 6th grade has encore during 5th and 6th period of the day. This is very different than elementary school, as you will have to adjust to having several different teachers throughout the day. Here, you will see an example of a 6th grade schedule. Your schedule will rotate between PE and your music choice, either band, orchestra, or chorus, on either an A or B day, and on either A or B days, you will have a different encore elective during each quarter or 9 weeks. You will not choose all of your encore classes in middle school. We want you to learn and be exposed to a variety of different career, technical education, and art classes. The encore class that you will get to select is your music choice, which we will discuss towards the end of this presentation. Some of the encore courses that you may be scheduled into to have during one of the 9 weeks rotations is STEM Solutions, which is an entry-level computer course, which is part of our CTE, our Career Technical Education classes, which helps students learn keyboarding skills, word processing, and basic Microsoft Office skills. Another option is Introduction to Technology, where students find solutions to current technology-based problems using resources. Another option is Art, where students use visual art, where they do all kinds of different things to include visual art or oral and written communication and different art projects. Another course that students seem to enjoy is Personal Development, where students are introduced to family and consumer science topics that help prepare you to be a 21st century learner. Students in this class can learn about financial literacy, about individual growth, family and careers, and community roles and responsibilities. Today, you are going to get to select your music choice, or learn about the music choice that you get to select for your encore selection. When you make your selection on the course request form, it cannot be changed when you come to middle school. Band is one of the options. No experience is required. You will have to either rent an instrument through the middle school or rent an instrument through a private company. Chorus, you need to not have any experience, and you don't have to rent an instrument. The instrument you use is your voice. Beginning orchestra, no experience is required. You're going to have to rent an instrument as well, either through the school or through a private company. And continuing orchestra, you have to have been taking strings or orchestra during your 5th grade year. If you are taking orchestra this year and you are strings this year and you would like to start a new instrument, you have to start out in beginning orchestra. Now we're going to take a few minutes to hear from Mr. Post, our band teacher.
Show you the 5 instruments that you guys get to play in 6th grade if you choose to take band. So those 5 instruments are going to be flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombone, and baritone. If you would like to play percussion or saxophone, those are instruments that I offer in 7th grade. So if you want to do those 2 instruments, you are more than welcome to.
5 instruments that you guys get to play in 6th grade if you choose to take band.
So
those 5 instruments are going to be flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombone, and baritone. If you would like to play percussion or saxophone, those are instruments that I offer in 7th grade. So if you want to do those 2 instruments, you are more than welcome to. You just got to do band in 6th grade, so we can switch it in 7th grade to those instruments. All right? So first things up, woodwind family. We have our flutes. Flutes are our highest pitch instrument.
Clarinet, which is still in the woodwind family.
So a little in the jungle for flute. Here's clarinet. All right. clarinet, which is still in the woodwind family.
Trumpets, the highest one.
Next is my trumpet, which is in my brass family. So these are my brass instruments. Trumpets, the highest one.
These are fun with and last but not least is my baritone. My baritone, which is kind of like a mini tuba, but of course we can get you to play tuba if you've got seventh grade.
Just a little fun and pause. And last but not least is my baritone. My baritone, which is kind of like a mini tuba.
So those are
of course,
the five
we can get you to play tuba if you're in seventh grade.
If you would like to play these instruments, learn how to play them, and definitely select band for sixth grade. Hopefully, I will see you guys then.
Now we're going to watch a video about Beville Orchestra.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Krusliak, and I'm a string teacher here at Beville Middle School. Tell you a little bit about myself. Many of my students call me Mrs. K. I respond to both Krusliak and Mrs. K. I've been teaching about 20 years. I've been at Beville Middle School and Garfield High School and a bunch of different elementary schools, teaching 5th grade strings. I play viola. This is my primary instrument. I've been playing it longer than I care to admit and won't admit. I also play all the rest of the string instruments. I also play clarinet and mellophone. I do a lot with marching band and spent 3 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens marching band. Now, what do we do in orchestra class? We do a lot of playing. We prepare ourselves for concerts. 6th grade plays a concert in March where we perform for 5th graders like you. And then we also have a spring concert in May where we show off everything we've learned during the year. We do a lot of review of note reading and posture and playing position. And we build on what you learned this year. In my beginning class, we start from the very beginning. So you are not expected to know how to play any of the instruments when you come to me as a beginner. What do we offer? We do offer violin, viola, cello, and bass. So say you've decided to join the Beville Orchestra family. I would love to see all of you in our brand new orchestra room next year. What do you sign up for? So you will receive a selection sheet. If you are in strings this year and you want to continue the same instrument, so say you play viola this year and you want to stay on viola next year, you would check off continuing strings. If you are a brand new beginner, you want to learn a string instrument next year, you've never played before, check beginning strings. No experience is necessary, and I don't expect you to have any experience in my beginning strings class. Now, maybe you're a violin player, but you really wanted to play cello this year. You can switch next year. You just need to sign up for beginning strings. Even though you're a violin player, you would be brand new on cello, so that would be beginning strings. Just remember that you will need an instrument for class next year. We do offer some rentals from the school, but just know that you are expected to have an instrument for next year. I hope to see all of you in the brand new orchestra room at Beville next year.
And now we're going to hear a little bit about chorus from Miss French, our chorus teacher.
Hey, do you hear that choir? You see those kids in that picture? Well, they're the kids who are singing. They're all seniors in high school this year. But they were my very first group of kids that I taught in 6th grade at Beville Middle School 7 years ago. Hi, my name is Mrs. French, and I'm a chorus teacher at Beville Middle School. And I taught those kids how to sing like that. I hear you might be interested in taking chorus next year, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do. What does a typical day in chorus look like? Well, we listen to music, sometimes a cappella music, kind of like pentatonics. I'm sure you've heard of that before. We listen to professional choirs. We talk about musicals and listen to them. We also listen to pop music, you know, Harry Styles, BTS, etc., etc. And then there's the ever-loved Video Friday, that when students get to recommend their favorite videos to share with their class. We also learn how to read music. I bet you didn't know it was helpful for your reading skills and your math skills. It's definitely going to help you with your problem-solving skills, and it does help students focus. But best of all, you get to learn how to read a new language, music. We perform every day. We perform fun warm-ups with movements, some camp songs, and of course we're going to get ready for concerts, so we're going to practice our concert songs. And then every once in a while we have karaoke day, giving students opportunities to perform for their classmates if they want to. I'm sure that when you were in elementary school, you were used to having chorus either before school or after school, and maybe even during your recess. But in middle school, chorus takes place during the school day and is part of your schedule, just like all your other subjects, except we meet every other day alternating with your PE classes. So you might be asking yourself, what's so great about chorus? Everything. Singing is for everybody. You are your instrument. You take it wherever you go. And singing is a lifelong skill that you can use for the rest of your life. Did you know that singing is actually good for your health? It sends chemicals to your brain that helps you feel better. It's going to boost your self-confidence as you learn to perform in front of others. It may even give you a feeling of belonging. Working together towards a common goal creates teamwork, and teamwork can give you a feeling like you belong. Don't be surprised if chorus class starts feeling like a family. And of course, it's fun and stuff. Wow, chorus sure sounds amazing. Just look at the faces of my former students. That'll tell you. We have a great time in chorus, and I hope you'll consider taking it as a class next year. So now maybe you're thinking about taking chorus. If all this sounds fun to you, then just select chorus for your music choice next year. I look forward to meeting you. And if you have any questions, you can certainly email me at frenchdm@pwcs.edu. And this is Mrs. French saying goodbye for now, and I hope to see you next year. Bye-bye.
Now it's going to be your turn to select your course, your music course selection for your 6th grade year at Beville Middle School. Again, when you come to Beville Middle School, we are not able to change your music selection. So please carefully think about the music choice that you would like to take. You will be directed to complete a Microsoft form. On this, you will enter your name and enter my last name, Ellie, your first name. I'm entering mine as my first name, Lauren. I'm going to enter my student ID, which I don't have one, but I'm going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's very important that you enter your correct student ID. If you're not not sure what it might be, you can ask your teacher or a parent, and your student ID is the same number you use when you get your lunch. Now, if I'm interested in taking band, which will be taking one of the instruments Mr. Post showed us in the first video, I would select band. If I'm interested in singing in chorus, like Miss French talked about in the last video we watched, I would select chorus. If I never took an orchestra and I was interested in playing a string instrument that Miss K talked about, I would select beginning orchestra. And if I currently am in 5th grade and was taking strings and I would like to continue with taking strings, I would select continuing orchestra. Let's just pretend I'm in continuing orchestra. I'm going to select that I'm currently in strings. I'm going to select continuing orchestra. I also want to make sure that I get an email sent to my Prince William County email that I submitted this form. And then I'm going to hit submit. Now it's very important because I'd like your parents to make sure they see what you have. So before you hit submit, we want to make sure that you click into this box and get this check mark where it says, send me an email receipt of my responses. Gonna click submit, and thanks, a response was submitted. I then will get an email sent to my Prince William County Schools email address saying what my music selection was. If you have any questions about your classes or about scheduling, Miss Hauser is the person you would like to contact. She is the Director of School Counseling, as I mentioned, and her email address is here. If you have any questions related to 6th grade, please feel free to reach out to me. However, I'm still currently working with my 8th grade students, getting them ready for high school, so please make sure you look at our Canvas page for any 6th grade questions you might have. I look forward to seeing all of you come the fall when you are our 6th grade Beville Bobcats. I hope you all work hard and have a wonderful rest of your 5th grade year.